Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mrs Critic and I'm with
Mr. Critic.
Today we will be reviewing Elevator Baby.
A chance encounter brings a brash, wealthy young man
What kind of question are you asking me now? I said I was at a party. How am I supposed to hear my phone ring?
and an underprivileged woman together when they get stuck in an elevator and she goes into labor.
Please tell him that I am stuck in an elevator with a pregnant woman and I need him to bring help.
So this movie does exactly what it says on the tin. If you really think about it, from that synopsis you can tell how the film is going to go from the beginning to the end, but how it is executed is the real question.
This is one of the most well-paced Nigerian movie I've seen, and some of that is due to its brief runtime of only an hour and 20 minutes. From the moment it starts, the movie doesn't really let go of your attention.
Nana, listen to me. It's me, Darren. Please don't hang up, Nana. Please. Listen.
That, combined with the small, contained, simple story this movie tries to tell, makes for an easy and digestible viewing.
Now the movie has a solid cast. Timony does a good job of playing this brash, annoying, wealthy guy. The pregnant lady is indeed pregnant, or at least was pregnant at the time of the shoot, and they were not afraid to show it.
Check this thing! Check it!
Which adds a certain level of discomfort you wouldn't typically get from someone who has folded clothes underneath her clothes. Now aside being pregnant, there's something intentionally or unintentionally simple about her character that makes you empathize with her despite some of her not so innocent actions.
Yeah, madam, not true.
There are moments of comic relief in this movie that got a few laughs.
Wait, you're inside elevator with Nana with a pregnant?
Yeah, shut up, man. Guy, you high.
I'm not smoked since this morning.
Although sometimes it's a little too close to when you're meant to be feeling tension, which makes the humor feel a little clumsy, and the tension less tense. But honestly, sometimes c'est la vie.
The lighting in the lift is really good. It's not completely red, which may have been a little difficult on the eyes given how long we spent there, but it's this dark orange that is more pleasant to the eyes but still manages to convey a feeling of unease and dread.
At some point there is medical advice, and as a medical school dropout,
Herbal healer.
I have to say it sounded well researched. I was impressed because I was really expecting to be rolling my eyes as we often do when we hear experts speak in our films.
And there was some really good editing at the end. Now we won't spoil it for you, but it was very interesting the way different perspectives are cut and the score over it is just
Strong and hot.
that means very good.
Lastly, our favorite phrase.
We don't do subtle very well, do we? Timony's character could have been a bit more subtle, like we know he's a douche, but he was such a to everyone, it was difficult to understand how someone had not disfigured his pretty face.
What's wrong with you now? If I'm not mistaken, I believe that I'm also overqualified for this job. Don't touch me, man. Don't. Please.
Yeah, that your 5 year, you can shove it up your ass.
Hey, please just calm down.
Hey, don't put your mouth in this. Wow, bravo, mommy, bravo. Mother of the year.
Also, he swears a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, I like a good now and again, but given the rest of the movie seems relatively PG-12, the excessive swearing just seemed a little out of place.
I'm trying. Oh, don't tell me to calm down. You guys should get something done here, John. Don't tell me any bouncer.
I feel bad putting this here because I don't recall a lot of times we have built a set for a movie, and it's very much something I would like to encourage. But the set design wasn't the best. The lift looked really fake. None of the lift bottom lights seemed to work, and the graphics of the lift looked like a PS3 game. Hey, speaking of PS, baby, are you gonna get me the new PS5?
You wish. Anyway, there were some other minor production issues. It looked like they focused all their energy on the elevator scene, because as good as that looked, nothing else seemed to have nearly as much attention.
The power cord was playing tricks. It made this room dark and then not dark, and for some reason it didn't affect the landline.
And there were also some inconsistencies with exposure. Sometimes the film would drop in brightness randomly and then pick up later, and no, it wasn't NEPA.
It seemed like there were a few cases of dubbing, so the audio wasn't matching the movement of the lips.
He's not fun. Sorry, man. The two generators are faulty.
And of course, the usual overuse of non-essential drone shots.
These are mostly tiny things.
Yeah, this film is one of the few films that has tried something new story-wise and has executed it without falling flat on its face. If you're in the mood for a thriller or you're tired of the same old Nollywood love story, then you should definitely give this one a try. I recommend it.
And I recommend this one too. We can't wait to see what Mr. Akibe does next.
And that worked, that worked. Everybody that watched the movie so far, always cringes at that scene, but That was the intention, and yeah, grateful we pulled that off.
Until then, we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.